Hi there guys, and welcome to this review of Disintegration. This is a beautiful looking game in its beta form. Now, there are some decent videos going back about a year ago, so it's 2020 now, of the beta stage, the production stage of this game, and it is stunning. And there does appear to be an amalgamation of games in there, like Destiny 1 and 2, Ghost Recon 1 to 4, the Fallout games, and games like Apex, which are relatively new. Let's listen to some audio.
Hello, and welcome to the Graph Cycle Training Program. I will be your guide.
Sadly, I missed out on the launch of a test stage, which was the 31st of January to the 1st of February. However, I can still get into the tutorial, which is what this is. So there are audio feeds coming in to help you guide yourself through the game. Now, in the background, you see that yellow square kind of triangle shape that you're supposed to be leading yourself to, so it tells you the direction that you're supposed to be going in and where your markers are to get the checkpoints through the tutorial. Now, I'm very much learning how to rise and fall and this, go forward and back. This is literally my first go on this tutorial.
Nicely done. Your Graph Cycle has directional thrusters. You can use boost control to avoid enemy fire.
So, as I mentioned, this is the tutorial, so she's guiding me through, and I missed this point where I'm supposed to be travelling to, which is the yellow kind of diamond shape. So I'm trying to rise up and down to shoot these robots. I've got no firing system, I've got no bullets, and I'm guided by the red stripes coming towards me. I'm missing that yellow marker where it's telling me to go to the checkpoint. So I look at the instructions, mission objective, yeah, it says it there. So, and then I eventually realise I've got to rise over the wall and get to the next checkpoint. But when I navigate myself through the game, I then realise that it is a tutorial. It is just showing me the controls. Then the game did progress and it got better through the tutorial. I guess that's what it's there for. No, I do work it out. I do get to the other side, but Xbox you can only record 2 minutes at a time, so I missed that footage on the game. So this is the next checkpoint.
You're doing very well. Let's move on to scan mode. You can scan for objects in the environment by using your scan control.
I know this is in beta mode, and I wouldn't necessarily say that there are glitches in the game, but the flow of the tutorial was a little bit vague. Now, I am trying to scan the area, and I know that they've produced the barrels, but it wasn't clear that I was scanning the barrels. And they are for target practice. So I'm sitting there flicking on the buttons. Now, I would say that the instructions in the top left-hand side, they're small on this screen, and I've got a TV at the house, and I can't read that. So maybe the font needs changing, the text parameters and the size of the text possibly needs amending. And I'm sat 6 feet away from my TV, and I'm not that old that I can't read normal text on the TV. But I eventually again worked
Great.
out that yeah,
Shoot that barrel.
I've scanned them and then I shoot. I've now got weapons.
A new path is now open. Proceed when ready. Engage the enemies ahead using your primary weapon.
Now there's a timing issue here. At the point where she says ahead, I'm already being shot at, so I'm still going forwards. So I haven't worked out where my enemy are. So I've obviously turned around and done a lot of damage before I've realised that enemy are underneath me. So the tutorial again doesn't register where you are. It didn't register I was in the air or on the ground. And I'm already being fired at. So maybe a little touch up on the tutorial.
Enemy down. Focusing fire. got it. Focusing fire.
I have played this tutorial since, and in this particular video footage, I wasn't able to fire anything. There were no bullets coming out of my gun. I was pressing to fire,
Right away.
and nothing was happening. But this is where the Ghost Recon side of this comes in. You've got a team behind you, and you can direct your team to shoot the enemy. So this is the Ghost Recon side, and it's quite interactive. It's good to play, and I can dive up and around all the enemy and get out of their way, and then just directly to allies to shoot the enemy. So that was a good feature. But I noticed the second time I played the tutorial, I was able to fire. I could just shoot them myself. So maybe again that was a possible glitch, or maybe they're still working on the tutorial. I'm not sure.
Prioritize.
Now I'm able to find like machine capsules to reset my health, and I can throw bombs and set the area where I want the bombs to go off. Again, another feature that's useful in the game.
Going for the kill. Obliterate. Yeah. I'm not ready.
These abilities can be pivotal in a combat situation.
All right.
You may proceed to the next area.
Now, I did briefly mention earlier, I don't really know what I am. I don't know if I'm an aircraft.
Yep.
Well, I'm a guy
In order to
operating a suit. But within that suit, I don't know what I'm in. Am I in an aircraft? Am I in a robot? And I do get the impression that I'm something from the Pacific Rim.
We needed a new weapon. Two pilots. Our minds, our memories. Connected. And man and machine become one.
During combat, damaged enemies will enter a vulnerable state. It is during this state that they become susceptible to critical damage. Capitalizing on this state can be key when engaging stronger enemy units.
So yeah, as proposed, sorry for the dramaticism, I don't really know what I'm fighting from. There's no real photographs leading into the game to show me. Now, I can Google it, I can go onto YouTube and it will show me, but the intro footage isn't really giving me the feel of what I'm driving or activating.
Taking them out. Enemy down.
Yep.
Prioritized. Going for the kill. Put him down.
Defeated enemies can drop items that may be of use to your squad. In the case of dropped nanopods, the nanites will heal you and your units upon approach. In addition, nanopods can recharge depleted abilities. Taking advantage of these drops can be the difference between life and death.
So that stage of the game was very much for me like Ghost Recon, but with kind of Apex and Destiny built into it, and some Fallout 4. And it's really good to play actually, and I'm getting really involved. From the beginning of the tutorial to this stage, I kind of lost my way a little bit. But when you start getting into the combat side of it, it's really interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to lead this into some more combat, just to see what you feel of the game.
You got it. Right away. Target.
So overall, this has good combat potential. It does remind me of Destiny. It reminds me of Fallout more than anything, and Ghost Recon. Ghost Recon has got a lot of influence on this game. There are some areas, I mean it is only a tutorial, but for somebody playing the game for the first time, again I lost my way, so I didn't really get a feel for the game off the bat, but I grew into the tutorial, so it was a good engagement. I did enjoy it. Would I play it again? Of course I would, yeah, of course I would. That's why I'm doing the review today. When the game does eventually come out, I hope they work on that tutorial. I've seen the playability. I can't get into the career mode because it is only in beta mode, but I've seen the career mode and it looks fantastic. The graphics are amazing. The combat side of it is really engaging. It's really involving, and I hope that when this game comes out, it's at the right price. A lot of these new games are coming out at £70–80 as an introductory price, and I think that's wrong. I think you should do an introductory price and then rise the price to a deluxe version of the game and its compatibility. Well, that's all for now. If you like the tutorial, please smash that like button, smash the subscribe, and let's hope we engage again in the future.
You have
Bye
completed the
bye.
graph cycle training.